Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Rahmayani with ID numbers A12119129. Okay, now I will present my paper about improving vocabulary mastery of the 7th grade students of SMP and 5CG by using song. Okay, the first is introduction. A background. When looking the teacher teaching at SMP and 5CG, that I found that the ability of the students in memorizing vocabulary is low. This is caused by the students' prior knowledge of the vocabulary is low. Besides that, I found that the ability of the students in pronouncing vocabulary is low, because in pronouncing vocabulary, the student must know how to pronounce vocabulary because English vocabulary is not same with Bahasa Indonesia in pronouncing vocabulary. And therefore, I need a way of teaching that is enjoyable and practical so that finally they can integrate themselves into English. For example, singing English song can get the students integrated to English. B. Problem statement. Based on the background of the problem above, the researcher formulates the research question is how to improve vocabulary mastery by using English song. Next is objective of the research. At SMP and 5CG, many students has a little vocabulary. This is caused by several factors, namely the lack of vocabulary mastery and also the lack of understanding of grammar. The purpose of the researcher in this study was to find out whether English song can improve student vocabulary mastery, especially in 7th grade students of SMP and 5CG. Next is significance of the research. This research is expected to be used as material for future research regarding the development of more interesting and efficient English learned and effective by utilizing learning media. The purpose of this research is to improve students' vocabulary mastery in students' English 7th grade junior high school using English songs. And this scope of the research. In a study, it is very important to make the scope of the research relevant data. Therefore, I made several limitations to determine the English vocabulary mastery of the 7th grade student of SMP and 5CE. Next is definition of key terms. The first one is vocabulary. Vocabulary is all about the words in a language or a special set of words you are trying to learn, and vocabulary is so important. We even created a website to help expand yours. And the second one is song. Song is the art of tone or voice in sequence and combination. And next slide is about review of the related literature. The first is vocabulary mastery. Pronunciation. Pronunciation is the way of uttering the words in an accepted manner. Furthermore, Richard and Smith 2002 defines pronunciation as the method of pronouncing certain sounds. Next is spelling. Spelling is a complex written language skill which requires a learner to possess a number of language abilities, including phonological, morphological, visual memory skills, semantic relationship, as well as adequate knowledge of spelling rules. And next is grammar. According to Hurey 2010, grammar is a way to organize the sentence and create a good language. Moreover, Garrett and Wingle 1994 defined grammar as a theory of language which shows the process of language happened. And then meaning. UR 1997 says that to find the meaning, it can be done through translation, that is word in learners' mother tongue that are equivalent in meaning to the item being touched. It can be concluded that pronunciation, spelling, grammar, and meaning are the indicator of vocabulary mastery. Next is the importance of vocabulary. While Allen 1983 states the learners often believed that all they need was a large number of words, vocabulary is critical to a child's success for this research. The first is vocabulary growth is directly related to school achievement, and the second one is the size of a child's vocabulary is in kindergarten predict the ability to learn to read. And then the next is the use of song as authentic listening material. The use of authentic materials is an important factor to take into consideration when designing listening skill materials. By using such listening materials, a learner is given the chance to develop the skills needed to comprehend and to use language that is commonly found in real situations. Next is about song. Song as learning media that can make learning fun and not boring. Song can balance intellectual and emotional intelligence so that they will provide good results for students. Next is the step of teaching English by using song. Shine and Crandall 1917 step for teaching song is introduce the topic of the song, review the vocabulary students already know, pre-teach and new vocabulary, listen to the song or with the teacher singing or with an audio recording or video, teaching the song line by line, and then if there are multiple verse and a refrain, follow this step, teaching the refrain line by line, and then teach the tune of the verse using la 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 instead of the lyric. Be sure to add the refrain with the lyrics at the end of the verse. And then teach the verses one by one, always singing the refrain after each one. And then point out words that rhyme at the end of each line and practice repeating them when teaching each verse. Next is teaching English song product procedure. There are various ways of using song in the classroom of level of the students, the interest of English age of the learners, the grammar point to be studied, and the song itself have determined roles on the product procedure. And then the last one is about research method. The design of the study is an experimental research intended to find out the using song in teaching vocabulary. In this research, I uses two classes as a simple that one of them is called experimental class administered by using song, and another one named control class that is administered without using song. And however, the materials given and the purpose of the research to each class are the same. There are two kinds of tests given in this research. They are pre-tests given before the treatment that aims at finding out the homogeneity of the two classes, and post-tests after the treatment is to find out whether or not using song can improve the students' vocabulary mastery. And then the total of the number of students is 50 students. Okay, I think that's all of my presentation today. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.